History of NFT 2017 to 2021 and how it works. NFTs are one of the most essential and promising tokenization methods. It is not, however, a novel concept in the vacuum. The first NFTs were colored coins, designed to differentiate some bitcoins from others, rendering them non-fungible. The feature enabled connected parties to accept that particular time-stamped bitcoins had a value distinct from fungible bitcoins. These bitcoins then have unique properties backed by either an issuing agent or by public agreement and have value independent of the face value of the underlying bitcoins, says Vitalik Buterin, the founder of Ethereum, in a paper published in 2013. Colored coins ultimately failed due to a lack of confidence. Single points of failure would cause the weakest party in the joint agreement to disagree with the others. All it would take is one party to disagree about the perceived value of the non-fungible Bitcoin for the agreement to fall apart. Colored coins sowed the seed for modern NFTs. Since then, network users have tried to immortalize their unique properties on blockchains. Even though Bitcoin was not designed to store these one-of-a-kind properties, it, like most items, passed this story on to future blockchains. The Ethereum network is currently the blockchain that has excelled in facilitating these properties' trade and growth. What is NTFS? The NT file system, NTFS, also known as the New Technology File System, is a mechanism used by the Windows NT operating system to efficiently store, organize, and locate files on a hard disk. The NTFS file system was released in 1993 as part of the Windows NT 3.1 operating system. NTFS has the following advantages over the other related file systems, such as File Allocation Table, FAT, and High Performance File System, HPFS. Performance. NTFS allows file compression so your organization can enjoy increased storage space on a disk. Security access control. NTFS enables you to place permissions on files and folders so you can restrict access to mission-critical data. Reliability. NTFS focuses on the consistency of the file system, so that in the event of a disaster, such as a power loss or system failure, you can quickly restore your data. Disk space utilization. In addition to file compression, NTFS also allows disk quotas. This feature enables businesses to have even more control over storage space. File system journaling. This means that you can easily keep a log of and audit the files added, modified, or deleted on a drive. This log is called the Master File Table, MFT. How NTFS works. When a hard disk is formatted, initialized, the total physical hard disk space is divided into partitions or significant divisions. The operating system keeps track of all the files stored by that operating system within each partition. Each file is stored on the hard disk in one or more clusters or disk spaces with a predetermined uniform size. Cluster sizes vary from 512 bytes to 64 kilobytes when using NTFS. For any given drive size, Windows NT recommends a default cluster size. For example, the default cluster size for a 4 GB drive is 4 KB kilobytes. It's worth noting that clusters aren't divisible. On a 4 KB cluster scheme, also the smallest file takes up one cluster, and a 4.1 KB file takes up 2 clusters, or 8 kilobytes. The cluster size is chosen as a compromise between effective disk space use and the number of disks accesses needed to access a file. In general, the larger the hard disk, the larger the default cluster size in NTFS. So it's presumed that a device consumer would prefer increased performance, that is, fewer disk accesses, over any space inefficiency. When a file is generated with NTFS, it is recorded in a particular file called the Master File Table, MFT. The record is used to find any dispersed clusters in a register. NTFS looks for contiguous storage space where the whole file can be stored, all of it in its clusters. Along with its info, each file includes a summary of its attributes, its metadata. What is a non-fungible token, NFT? A non-fungible token, NFT, is a blockchain-based cryptographic token that represents a single asset. These can be entirely digital assets or tokenized copies of physical assets. Since NFTs aren't interchangeable, they may serve as evidence of legitimacy and ownership in the digital world. Individual units of an asset are interchangeable and virtually indisguisable from one another, which is referred to as fungibility. Fiat currencies, for example, are fungible so that each unit can be exchanged for any other equal individual unit. A $10 bill may be exchanged for any other $10 bill. It is critical for an asset that is intended to be used as a medium of exchange. Fungibility is a desirable property for currencies since it allows for free trade. There is no way to know the past of each particular unit potentially. However, for collectible pieces, this isn't a good quality to have. What if, instead of creating Bitcoin-like digital assets, we could add a unique identifier, a unit? As a result, each of them is distinct from the others, for instance, non-fungible. It is essentially what an NFT is. Why are non-fungible tokens necessary? NFTs have transformed digital interactions. Let's look through some of the advantages of this cryptocurrency. Easily transferable. NFTs are purchased and sold on particular marketplaces. The use of NFTs depends on their originality. Trustworthy. Blockchain technology practices non-fungible tokens. Therefore, you know that your NFT is accurate, since it's hard to create counterfeits with a decentralized and permanent record.